Hey guys, Joe Tunney here at Honda of Seattle and Toyota of Seattle in the SoDo district of downtown Seattle. We're up here on the 6th floor mezzanine overlooking downtown Seattle and the stadiums and taking a look at a 2013 Honda Fit Sport. Now, I love buying cars. I go through cars like crazy. And the number one most important thing for me when I personally buy a car is resale value. I just can't stomach the thought of working my butt off for 70 or 80 hours a week only to buy a car, sell it a couple of years later, and lose thousands and thousands of dollars. That seems crazy to me. And so I love a lot of modern new cars. I just don't love losing tens of thousands of dollars driving a car for a couple of years. Now, a lot of cars always focus on the price point from when the car is new to what the resale value is, say at 36,000 miles or 50,000 miles. For people who are kind of up and coming still, they might be buying a car with 100,000 miles and they're looking for something that's an intelligent buy for the long haul on a car that's already got a bunch of miles put on it. And I'm here to tell you, the number one highest resale value, best built, highest quality car that you could ever buy with 100,000 miles is the Honda Fit. There's no close runner-up. It's the absolute best of the best. And how do you know this? Just go on any popular website. It doesn't matter, Cars.com, Auto Trader, Craigslist, you name it, and just try and find any Fit under $6,000. I mean, go all the way back to when they first came out back in 2007. Look for them with 240,000 miles. It just doesn't matter. If the thing turns on, it's worth strong money. And there's a couple of reasons why that are distinctive to the Fit, above and beyond the fantastic quality and the fuel economy and the space inside that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to see exactly why this car has such great resale value. First, I'm going to pop the hood. Now, kind of going back to Hondas of the 80s, and proportionally, this is exactly the same size as the Honda Civic Wagon from the mid to late 80s. In fact, it's exactly the same size within 1 inch of the height, width, and length. The new Fit that came out in 2015 is also the exact same size as this on the outside, again within 1 inch of the height, width, and the length. This car has a 16-valve 4-cylinder engine, just like Honda did many, many, many years ago. It has 117 horsepower and 106 pound-feet of torque. Very similar specifications, again, to kind of throwback Hondas from yesteryear. It gets 33 miles per gallon out on the open road with a manual transmission, which I strongly encourage you to at least consider because that's the most fun way to own this car. However, if you do want to get an automatic transmission, the horsepower actually goes up, the gas mileage actually goes up from 33 miles per gallon on the freeway to 35 miles per gallon. If you go for a sports package, which comes with alloy wheels and monochromatic finishes, a little bit different interior, spoiler in the back, in the automatic, it also comes with paddle shifters. The 2013 and older Fits come with a 5-speed automatic transmission, so the paddle shifters actually work through the gears. On the 2015 and newer Fits, they have a continuously variable transmission, so if you get one with paddle shifters, it doesn't actually shift because there's nothing to shift into. It just changes things a little bit and makes you feel a little bit more a part of what is going on. So, great engine, built to last forever. How do we know it's built to last forever? Because this engine's been around forever in some form with Honda, and we know that this car is capable of putting up multiples of hundreds of thousands of miles before it even needs a rebuild. Does it require proper service? Goes without saying. You have to change oil. Duh. I mean, that's like the no-brainer of the year. Just change oil every 3,000 miles. It's inexpensive. It's fun to do. You feel good. You know your car is being taken care of, and it's going to last you a long time. So if you do nothing else, just make sure you change the oil regularly, and you'll be in good shape with a Honda Fit. Taking a look at the profile, well, it's tall. It's not super-duper long. So you figure it's probably going to have pretty good headroom. But let's take a look at the actual interior room. Now, I'm 6 feet tall, so a teeny tiny car like this, you just know I'm not going to be comfortable at all. But as soon as I sit in it, I think to myself, well, wait a minute, I'm actually really comfortable. This car's got plenty of space. It's got a really cool personality too. Nice layout. This sport package has a leather-wrapped steering wheel. The gauges look really sporty, modern, fresh. This is actually a really nice kind of cockpit feel for an economy car. One thing that's important to note, and this is one of the differentiating features of the 2013 and older Honda Fits. They are the last of the small Hondas, pretty much the small anything, to be honest. honest with you, that were still made in Japan. Now, the jury is out in a lot of folks' minds. Do cars made in Japan have any value different than cars made not in Japan? Well, I don't know what the jury's opinion is. I just know what the consumer's opinion is. And I know that customers greatly appreciate a car that is still made in Japan. It just has stood the test of time, and that logic has saved people a lot of money over the years because there's such a strong market for Japanese-made vehicles, again, with high miles. Cars that are fairly new, still under factory warranty, where they're made is really irrelevant. But on these small Japanese cars, it's very, very highly coveted to still be made in Japan, and which these are through 2013. Reason number 2 that this car is such a hit is this feature right here. The rear seats fold up as well as down. Now you can imagine if you deliver pizzas for a living, just how valuable this would be. In fact, if you're any kind of courier, this would be great. In fact, if you wanted to go to the plant shop and put a potted plant back here, or if you want to go antiquing and put something back here that you don't want bouncing around, a vase or something like that. So there's a lot of different people that really love the seating configuration of this. And in fact, nothing else has this kind of seating configuration where both seats go up as well as down. And so again, the Japanese thing, that's an important thing for resale value. But the seat thing is a game changer. For people who have small businesses and such and do courier work, especially in metropolitan areas, this is one of one. All they want is a Honda Fit. They don't want a Prius, which is a wonderful car for a different kind of buyer, but the Fit does something that other cars simply don't do. It allows you to have your car go right next to you, right in the back seat, and it has a teeny tiny footprint. Well, that footprint is small on the outside, but now that I sit in the back seat, I was super comfortable in the front. Heck, I'm super comfortable in the back too. This car is really spacious. It's really spacious up there, really spacious back here. And onto the trunk. A very purposeful trunk. So it has this parcel shelf in the back. I'm not a big parcel shelf guy, I would take it out, but a lot of people are always stressed out that their personal effects are in the back and they don't want bad people to see it. And so I totally get that, and I understand the value of having this in the back. This one hasn't. In fact, this car is a lower mile example. This car is only at miles in the 20s. It's a certified pre-owned Honda. So there is the allure of that because it comes with 12 months or 12,000 miles of additional factory warranty, and then also powertrain warranty up until 100,000 miles. This one also has the all-weather floor mats. I'm going to show you something. Stay right here, and I'm going to show you something in the back seat. So that seat did something that other cars don't do, that it folds up. Well, it does something else that other cars don't do. With just a touch of a button, it folds completely flat in the back. And so, just a touch of a button, nobody else has that. Folds completely flat, nobody else has that. And you don't even have to lift the seat cushion to make it fold down flat. So you lose zero space of any kind. So, extremely effective packaging, extremely effective use of space. Come on around, we'll take a look at the passenger side. Again, it has a very spacious interior, seats up or seats down. Dog owners, of course, go crazy for Fits because there's so many different ways for your dog to get comfortable back here. In fact, we sold plenty of cars for people who have big dogs and multiples of big dogs that enjoy the back seat in all kinds of comfort. Popping on up to the front seat, let's jump on in and turn it on. Now, I'm a lover of the manual transmission. I just think it's great. I can't imagine why people don't drive manual transmissions 100% of the time. However, in the Fit, the automatic transmission easily outsells the manual transmission 5 to 1, 10 to 1. I mean, it's really much more popular with the automatic transmission. Less fun, but more popular. Since we're talking about resale value, if it were my money, I would really think strongly about the automatic transmission. Only because I just know it's the absolute sure thing. It's going to sell in 2 seconds as soon as I post it on Craigslist for pretty much whatever I'm asking for it. Blue Book, throw Blue Book out the window. Fits are always going to bring more than Kelly Blue Book or Nata Book or any other book that you can figure out. So if you find one that's a realistic price, just do yourself a favor. Get a buyer's inspection at the Honda dealer. not at a private mechanic, at a Honda dealer. I've always said this, that the buyer's inspection is the single most important thing that you can ever get. If you're buying a car from a Honda dealer, well, I'm sure they're not going to take advantage of you. They're going to sell you a good car. Just like if you buy a BMW at the BMW dealer, you know they have a dealer agreement with their manufacturer. They're going to go the extra mile to make sure that the car is nice. If it's certified, so much the better, because then you have complete peace of mind because it has a warranty. And then that checklist, let me tell you something, don't think the dealers can wing it in the modern world on these certification deals. They get reviews every single quarter, and they go through every single certified car that they've sold. They make sure not only is every box checked, but they can corroborate that that stuff really is the way that it is. Certified cars really do have an unusual value. We comment all the time that what's peace of mind worth? I get what resale value is worth, but peace of mind is also a close runner-up as far as if I was spending my own money. This Fit's a great car. 117 horsepower is plenty of power for a car that barely weighs 2,500 pounds. Gets over 30 miles per gallon. If you coax it, you're probably going to get 30 miles per gallon average. If you drive aggressively, probably 25 to 26 miles per gallon. So you're always going to do well as far as that goes. Neat car. A lot of them, Honda as a rule didn't make a lot of Fits compared to other small cars. You don't see all that many of them on the open road. So when you buy one, you still have something that's a little bit distinctive. But let me tell you something. If resale value is important to you, this is absolutely the single best choice you will ever make. And I would say for folks who own them, the number one thing that they trade them in for is a brand new Fit. No joke. If you have any questions about this Fit or anything that we sell here at Honda of Seattle or Toyota of Seattle, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know what I can do for you. My name's Joe Tunney. I'm the pre-owned director at Honda of Seattle and Toyota of Seattle, and you can reach me anytime at joet@hondaofseattle.com.